All right, this is going to be a video on how to start the first part of the Puzzle Cube project. So when you come into TinkerCAD, you log in with your email address. You can use you log in with Google button. That'll be fine. Now, depending on your student account, it's either going to put you here. You need to click Start Tinkering, or you probably just see one of two things. You see something similar to this, like a class, and you might have to click 3D Design, or you might just see this, which would be great. So you are going to start your Puzzle Cube project by clicking Create New Design. And the first thing you're going to do is click up here in the name and just name it your last name, Puzzle Cube. And you're going to build a representation of your Puzzle Cube using these little blocks here. So how this is going to work is we are going to first assemble the full cube. So on TinkerCAD, you saw me just drag and drop the cube out. You can right click and drag to move around the view. You can scroll in and out with the mouse wheel to zoom in. If you push the mouse wheel and move like your mouse, that pans. So all you're going to need to do is create a 3 by 3 by 3 bigger cube comprised of all these smaller cubes. So this is easy. You can click on an object, click and drag it to move it. You don't need to resize anything. So, this is how you do resize. If you make a mistake and accidentally do that, just do Control Z. So let's make a 3 by 3 by 3 cube. So all I'm going to do is click on this, Control C to copy, Control V to paste. Now, I don't want them intersecting. I want them right next to each other. What you can do is you can click and drag, okay, and that'll work. Or you can Control C, Control V, and use your arrow keys on your keyboard. That works pretty well as well. So I have that row there. You may want to do what I'm doing and copy and paste the entire row to save time. And now I have the bottom part. So I need 3 of these. So if we're thinking logically, I'm going to highlight it all, Control C, Control V. Now, I can line it up with the arrow keys, but to get it above, you're going to notice we need to use the little cone here. I'm just going to click and drag the cone. Okay, so I'm going to do it again, Control C, Control V, line it up with the mouse or arrow keys, and then drag the black cone. Now I have a 3 by 3 by 3 cube. So our puzzle cube is going to fit together. This is the solved puzzle cube, if you will. Now we need to make the pieces. So to get a piece, you're going to drag it out of the cube, but we want our pieces to have several of the cubes included. So for each piece, you want at least 3 cubes in a piece, and you don't want the same piece twice. So how you're going to drag out multiple cubes is, if you hold Shift, you can click several cubes at a time. So if I do that one, for instance, and I can let go, and then I can click and drag it out. So that'll be one puzzle piece there. So that's good. So let me do that one more time. And you need to have at least 3 pieces. You can have more. So if I want to do a second piece, I'm going to hold Shift, click as many pieces as I want here. Oops, made a mistake, and drag it out. So that'll be another piece. And remember, the pieces cannot be the same. So this is pretty much how you do this process. Now, let me show you kind of a mistake here. So you cannot do something like this. If I click and I drag out a piece like, oops, I had that one highlighted. If I drag out this is not going to work because we're going to 3D print these, and these 2 pieces are not really connected. They're connected by a very tiny line only. The 3D printer can't print that. It just defies the laws of physics. So we cannot do that. So do not have pieces adjacent to each other like that, unless you have, a piece up here supporting it. So that would not work. So for my next piece, maybe I just drag out, a tiny piece like that. That'll work. And maybe I go this one. So you can see here, I'm trying to make it so that each piece is unique. I'm not repeating any pieces. And that's pretty much how we are doing this. So I'm going to be doing this one. Now, you can see here, I'm going to have to make this last one a full piece, because if I were to drag out these, that would match this one and this one would also match that piece. So this might take some practice. You might have to, disassemble this a few times in case you have matching pieces. So this works. None of my pieces are matching. If you make mistakes, you just hold Control and press Z, and you can go back and start over again. So that's the first part of the puzzle cube project. It's just going to be creating the cube in TinkerCAD, disassembling it.